I need some more sage, because it's time to do the fire. Even though I usually associate sage with the air elements. We'll let it burn. We're gonna be like Usher so that I can let it burn. Burn, baby, burn. Okay. Welcome to the Elements of Spirit for the element for the week of December 31st, 2017. This is the reading for the element of fire, which includes the sun signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Okay, what's funny for y'all is that the guidance is saying the plans are made. The plans are made. Now, take care of the planner, right? Of the planner. Not for long. Not for long. Just this week. Just this week. You made the plans. You made the plans. Now make a plan for the planner. This is beautiful because it's saying to project a regimen of self-care, right? This is totally true because there's no, it was just as I suspected in the air reading. This is not at all past leaning. This is very forward thinking, forward looking, forward leaning. Project a regimen of self-care. What does that mean? What does that mean? Isn't that an edible spirit question? What does it mean to project a regimen of self-care? They're saying to do it weekly, a weekly plan to maintain physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual practice. Spiritual practice. And we're channeling this, so we're just going to see how this leans. Security, emotional, flexibility, right? Flexibility or adaptability. Mental is clarity, and spiritual practice is expansion, right? Expansion/energy. So the idea would just be to make one little list with 4 little chits on it, and you got to do one of these things every week so that you get that. This is really, at the end of the day, what started me. Well, I picked the name of Edible Spirit first, not knowing what it was going to be, because my guides told me that I had to call the company Edible Spirit. But the original intention of Edible Spirit was to explain and express and empower all of us, including myself, to support and uphold a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual practice, right? Not sacrificing any of those. Guess what? Physical is earth. Emotional is water. Mental is air. Spirit is fire. Ether kind of, surrounds and contains and energizes them all. But the idea was realizing that, we don't always think about how important spiritual practice is. We usually leave that up to a religion or a lineage or a training or fear or, nothing. We don't think about spirit. But the idea of a spiritual practice is just that it's something that takes you beyond yourself. So once a week, you got to do something that takes you beyond yourself. Could be the same thing every week. Could be taking a class. Could be, getting a subscription to, season tickets to the opera or to a venue or concerts, or just going to one music event every week. Not because it'll be fun, but because you are intending to make it a spiritual experience, to do a wellness-based something or other, or to just do yoga once a week, right? Or meditation, right? But I'm getting ahead of myself. Spirit would just be the thing that takes you out above and beyond yourself. Physical would be something that gives you security, physical security, groundedness, strengthening. It's about the body. It's about the schedule. It's about time. So, but my sense is here, we're in the new year. It's like, what's going to give you more security? What can you do once a week to uphold your physical practice, your physical balance? It could be just exercise. It could also be, let's say your exercise regimen is just fine. It could be actually spending more time in the house or doing stuff around the house or fixing something around the house or giving yourself 1 day or 1 hour a week to fix something around the house, to be at home. Example, physical. So whatever physical practice, physical experience means to you, something once a week to check it off. Emotional, to keep yourself flowing, to, energy work is great for this. Meditation is great for this, to keep you flowing. Breath work is great for that. Emotional also could just be giving yourself time once a week to connect with someone that you really love, right? Maybe making it super special so that, you're calling your kids, or you're calling your mom, or you're calling your best friend who you haven't seen in a really long time once a week. And not just doing it because you should or because you miss them, but because you're creating that space to allow for emotional flow, right? To tell the truth. Therapy is also great. Or this is where we get into, is yoga physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual? Kind of all of the above. What matters is that you're using your intention, right? Example, I try to do like a dance class once a week. Sometimes it's ballet, sometimes it's, Zumba, sometimes it's like a hip hop class. Yes, I could file that under physical practice, and often I do, but if I'm doing something crazy that isn't necessarily like, for physical practice, it could be, salsa class to give me that emotional freedom, or I could take salsa class to take me beyond myself, and then I'm checking off spiritual practice. Mental practice would be something that gives you clarity, right? Something that simplifies. So mental practice could be intensive meditation for you. Mental practice could be, writing for you, memoir, journaling. Mental practice could also be turning off your devices, right? For an hour each week, or for a day each week, or for an afternoon each week, whatever it is. Point is, you decide, right? What we said in the beginning, I love and respect myself and all beings, and also only you can know the truth of who you are. Only you can decide what physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual practice means to you, and only you can decide what you're going to do about that, and only you can hold yourself to that standard. Yes, you can give up that power to a greater authority, but, it's so cool how it works. But if you project this regimen of what authentic practice means to you, and give yourself during this first week of the year, and then give yourself however long to uphold these practices. 4 things, right? 4 could be 5 minutes, which means 20 minutes during the week, could be an hour each, which means, 4 hours during the week. Whatever you're projecting, whatever that regimen is, if you uphold it, if you live up to it, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares whether you keep your New Year's resolution or not, except for you. Because if you project a standard and you live up to that standard, guess what? You feel like you might have some integrity, right? I spent so many years in my 20s feeling like I was a fraud, even though I was doing everything that I said I was doing. I didn't feel good enough to do any of it, or to even say that I was doing any of it. So here I am going through all of these motions with great integrity, but because my heart's not behind it, it wasn't even authentic. So was it integrity? No. Anyway, that's about me. The point of this for you is to pick these practices, give yourself that standard to aspire to. Don't make it too big. Don't make it what you think you should do. Make it what you would be excited to do, to uphold and maintain physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual practices through however long. 1 more week after this, 3 weeks, 3 months, a year, whatever you want to do. It's up to you. Cool. P.S. Based on what I'm about to read to you, these practices are already in place. You're already doing stuff to maintain your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual balance, right? Whether you realize it or not. Why? Because you're human. That's what we're doing. Learning through experiences. Hopefully the most loving experiences. If you stop doing everything, you would continue to express yourself, refining your expression through the most loving choices, maybe over 100 more lifetimes, maybe you do all the work you need to do next week. Who knows? Point is, use this affirmation. And if it's true, enjoy it, revel in it. If not, work on it. Grow into it. I maintain my practices with awareness, discipline, and adaptability. I maintain my practices with awareness, discipline, and adaptability. What I heard first was, I am the arbiter of my practices, right? But that's true. You in charge. And if you don't know that, say that. But you get the same thing out of this. I maintain my practices with awareness, discipline, and adaptability. It's a little more active because it's got that ongoing verb of maintaining as opposed to just that identification of I am the arbiter. I maintain my practices with awareness, discipline, and adaptability. That's your element of spirit for the week. Thank you so much for being with me through all of these over the past year and change. We'll see you in 2018. Love you so much. Bye.